Hi all, this is Dr. J coming to you from Manhattan, New York, where the weather is quite pleasant in the 40s, where Dr. J is somewhat called differently around here. I answer to Dr. Poppy J, as I've got a bunch of grandkids making noise in the other room. In any event, I do not have access to a computer. Don't ask. Don't ask. I do not have access to a computer. I only have access to my phones, the one I'm recording from, and the one I'm going to give the daily recap from. I can tell you that I didn't do much trading today. I did add a little teum, and I shouldn't have bothered because I'm down 2 more pennies. I originally had bought over $4 yesterday. I started a position with the thought of adding. So I figured today was an ideal time to add considering it was down. So I added at 393. It proceeded to go up over 4 before dropping to 391 at the close. So I'm losing 2 more pennies. That's the bottom line. In any event, I'm continuing to build a position on teum. I do think, though, while I might have made a good choice because after hours it's up due to earnings, on the other hand, the chart looks a little yucky considering a huge red candle that happens to be an engulfing type candle. You know what an engulfing candle is, right? Where the entire body and shadows of the day before are engulfed within today's candle, and the body of yesterday's candle is engulfed within the body of today's candle. So that's pretty much what it is. And why is it ominous? Because it's at the end of a big run. And the red candle is engulfing a green one. It's got all the ingredients for disaster, except the earnings are strong. Now, what percentage of the time do engulfings work? Well, if they're not at the end of a very, very long rally, then most bearish engulfings work about 50% of the time. However, if at the end of a very long rally, and it's a really big candle that's being engulfed, that's another story. So let me just say that I'm happy that we have good earnings. And I'm not saying I'm going to get out, but I'm going to be careful. I'm going to keep a careful vigil based on the engulfing. Okay, let me move on from teum. T-E-U-M. We're going to go on beyond teum. We're going to do the recap for the day. As always, do your own due diligence. My opinions are strictly my own and do not constitute investment advice. I can share some wonderful ideas with some clunkers thrown in. Your job is to weed out the wonderful ideas from the clunkers, as my friend Jiggly seems to be able to do. Jigglypuff gives me tremendous credit, more credit than I deserve. But if you read the comments from yesterday's video, I'm almost embarrassed by Jigglypuff's praise. Almost, I mean, not really. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 96 points. Is that bad? Yeah, it's not a good thing, but you know where most of it came from, right? It came from a jet crash. It came from BA. BA has been having a really, really tough go of it. Apple up 2 to 180.91, and I got tired of it at 172. Shame on you, Dr. J. You got to consult with Linda as to your selling decisions. Right, Linda? You wouldn't have let me sell my Apple. ACB. ACB was up 1. Come on. Siri, I'm not talking to you. What's going on? No, Siri.
Okay.
No, Siri. I'm not talking to you. ACB was up a penny, flat on the day. ACRX was up 2 pennies, essentially flat on the day. Advaxis, what a move. It came back from the dead. For those of you who thought Advaxis was dead, it has hope. It was up 24% to 41 pennies. That's an 8-cent move for a penny stock. That's huge based on earnings report. AEMD flat at 102. That's the hemopurifier device maker. They do have that device in, what's that cancer hospital? MD Anderson, and where is that, Houston? I think it's in Houston. It's one of the biggest cancer hospitals in the country, if not the biggest. So that gives it some plausibility. I mean, who would think that a blood purifier would actually work in curing cancer, diagnosing cancer, curing Ebola, curing bird flu? I mean, a blood purifier? That sounds like, give me some leeches and let them suck my blood. I don't mean to make fun of AEMD, but it might be for real, All right, AFMD. The chart didn't show me much, but it was up 36 pennies or 10% today. Another good call by JD. Hey, JD, you and Linda are my 2 main sources here, my pillars of strength, along with Greg. Okay, of course I didn't buy any. ALNY up of 12 pennies to 88 bucks. I can't complain too much. I mean, I'm making money, but I'm not making, I wanted it to go down so I could add. But I'll take it, I'll add higher. AMD, my swing trade is 23.50, up 53 pennies, doing okay on that one. I got in, I don't know, 250, 22.50, 22.60, 70, around that. AMRH, down a penny, flat on the day. AMRN, Amarin, down a lot, 56 pennies or 2.5% to 21.31. Isn't it about time that thing made new highs above 23 and ran to 30? I mean, Vasipa, I believe it's a real thing. I guess others don't. It's up to the patients and the doctors to prove it out, because the clinical trials left some confusion, to say the least. But I think the doctors are convinced that it's the right thing to do for treating patients with high triglycerides and high cholesterol, I guess. What else? Amazon was up 248, flat on the day, to 16.73. I sold it 16.35. Afria, I just bought some yesterday. I'm losing 10 cents already. Down 17 cents to 9.59. ARWR, up 26 cents to 19.32. I'm doing okay on that one. I think you can't do too badly on ARWR and ALNY. RNAi drugs are in. Look at Biopath. That's an RNAi drug. We didn't get to that one yet. Wait. ATHX, my bread and butter stock, was even up 4 pennies today to $1.56, 2.63%. Actinium was up. Hey, I didn't have a half bad day today, up 2.87% to 57 pennies. Me and my penny biotechs. Antares was up again 3% to 363. You know how much Boeing was down? 25 more bucks to 375. What was it? What was the high? About 4.25? I don't remember. But it's down in market cap billions, maybe 40, 50 billion. It's a chunk of change. Biopath was up a chunk of change, another 270, 8% to 35 bucks. And you know why that's impressive, don't you? If you don't know why, I'm going to tell you. First of all, it's impressive because 8% is nothing to sneeze at, especially after a run from 2 or 4, wherever it ran from. I think 2. What makes it really impressive is they had a direct offering of 750,000 shares at 26 bucks. And despite that, it went up. Very impressive. Biotime, up another penny. Yeah, flat. CDXS, up 33 cents to 20.65. Pot stocks were stronger earlier, closed ahead, mostly ahead, but gave back about half their gains. CGC had been up over 3%, gave half back to close up 75 cents to 46.76. CRMD was up again 6 pennies to $1.87. Kronos was up 2%, 45 pennies to 21.37. It had been pretty weak lately, Kronos. CRISPR, up again, 37 pennies to 39.41. This is bothering me because CRISPR and Editas, I keep threatening to buy it. I don't buy it, and it keeps going up. Linda, yell at me. CRISPR and Editas, tell Dr. J, buy it before it runs away. Okay, Linda? It's your job. CVM, 2% it was up, 6 pennies to 2.95. It's a favorite of mine. I know I bought some above 3 the other day. It's inching back. I'm not worried. I only paid a little bit more than what it closed at today. And I don't even know what my average is. It's below what it's at. Plus, I'm awaiting data, head and neck cancer trials. Carvana, 53 bucks. Ask Jigglypuff about that one. He was a master of Carvana today, right, Jiggly? Up a buck to 53.10, 1.84%. Cytokinetics was up another 17 cents to 6.77. Dr. J is getting rich. Not really. I own a lot of that garbage. I shouldn't say that. It's a really good company with muscle drugs for muscle atrophy and muscle twitching and muscle everything else. Even a heart failure drug. It's a good company. I think they're partnering with Amgen, one of my favorite big pharmas. Denali, is that gene editing? It's gene modifying. Is that the same as gene editing? I don't know. They're in clinical trials for Parkinson's drug. They keep going up every single day, up 40 pennies to 22.20. Does Dr. J own any? You know how much Denali I own? I'm going to tell you. This much Denali. That much. All right, Editas, up 1.8%, 43 pennies to 24.27. Does Dr. J own any Editas? No. Facebook was flat. Freeport Mining is in rally mode, up another 29 pennies to 12.65. Copper gold. FIT is having a tough time finding $6, 5.85 at the close today, down a nickel. Geron, up a nickel, 154, 3%. I'm going to try to skip through this quicker. hit the high points. Neptune, a medical marijuana maker, had a good day. Not a great day, up 2 pennies to 3.33. It had been up more than that. NEO had another bad day, down 20 pennies to 6.39, down 3%. NTech, that's the one with the good day. Another medical marijuana maker, 6.85 at the close, up 3%. Novavax, trying to inch its way back, claw its way back, 52 pennies, up 2%. NVIDIA, basically flat on the day. OCX, flat on the day. ONX was up 1%, flat, basically flat. Plug Power, another good day, up 4%, or 9 pennies to $2.20. It looks like the alt energy stocks are fighting back. Prothena, good to see that one on the right track, up another 45 pennies, 3.5% to 13.56. Parkinson's drug, I think trials going on, and right here in New York at New York Presby on Fort Washington Avenue, and on the Upper West Side, the real Upper West Side of Manhattan. Not the yuppie Upper West Side. Maybe it is yuppie, I don't know. Paratech up 2.5% to 6.32, the antibiotic maker for community pneumonia drug. PTN, I didn't I tell you I was going to get out of that swing trade today? I could have gotten out for $1.03 and actually had pretty good money. Instead, I didn't, and it fell back to $1.01. So I'm not happy. Qualcomm up another percent to 54.84. The Qs were up 0.5%. Not a bad move. The RUT was flat on the day. SEAL had a nice move, up 20%, 65 pennies to $3.85. That's Cielos, S-E-E-L. They're also presenting at the AACR. I think, is that also blood-borne cancer drug? I don't recall. Sesson up 5%, breaking $1 at 101. Sesson is going to gain FDA approval. Maybe. Maybe it'll get bought out. Maybe. But it's fighting back. It's clawing back above $1 again. Square flat on the day. STZ flat on the day. TM down to 391, 6% down. tlry had a very good day, up 3%, $2.15 to 72.15. It had been up over 4%, but that's my big swing trade in at 68, looking for 78. Tandem, almost $70. It's going to take out its all-time high tomorrow. Why not? Up 6% or $4. Wow, 69.23. Why shouldn't it take out its all-time high tomorrow? Let me ask you that. Trove, down 8.5% or 41 pennies to 4.44. By the way, when it does take out its all-time high, where's it going? Where did Dr. J say it was going? What does the 1 stand for? You know what it stands for. 1 with 2 zeros. It may take a while to get there, but that looks to me like where it's heading. First, maybe only the first stop. Then maybe gets bought, that kind of thing. Trove down 9%, 8.5%. TOXC down 5%. These little biotechs that are also have poster sessions at the AACR are not all doing well. Tesla down 2.5%. VFF, second day of trading after being halted, down 4.5% to 13. Voyager had a bad day today, down $1, 5.7% to 1751. XON and Trexon up another 2% to 539. Got to watch this gene modifying biotech / industrial stock. It's on the move. XXII, speaking of stocks on the move, up another 3.6% to $1.99. That's a bargain price, right? When you go into the store and you see $1.99, you buy it, right? Need I say more? Dr. J owns it. Dr. J probably will buy more because there's something about XXII that Dr. J likes. I like the low, very low nicotine cigarette. I like the modified risk tobacco product. I don't give a darn who the new FDA commissioner is. He's not going to say, bring back the Joe Camel commercials. It's okay for kids to smoke. Ain't happening. So this has been Dr. J streaming live from Manhattan. Actually, you'll see me on a little bit of a delay because I have to upload this. Take care. Adios, amigos. Shalom. Sayonara. Au revoir. I will not be back tonight with my usual market wrap showing the charts of the day because I don't have access to my computer. I'm getting home tonight, but too late. Dr. J will hit the sack at midnight. I don't want to stay up to chart in the middle of the night. Hasta mañana.